I have been looking at the influence of drawing people's attention to time as a resource as opposed to money, which has sort of typically been the focus in marketing. Finding that there are sort of very beneficial effects when you draw attention to time. For instance, and there are examples out there where there are mentions of time and money. So for instance, the Miller Time campaigns, have been sort of decades old at this point, drawing attention to the experience that you gain while spending time with the product. In contrast, also within the beer domain is Stella Artois with their Perfection as its Price campaign. They are sort of dialing up by, spending, a fair bit of money on the good, then you're sort of buying this prestigious experience. And so what I find over the course of a bunch of studies at this point, that as you simply mention time in advertising campaigns, then it's leading people to think about the experience that they're gaining with the product. Whereas when you draw people to think about money, then they're led more to think about the acquisition or possession of the product. And when you draw people to think about their experience that they're gaining with the product, that dials up those feelings of personal connection and leading them to like the brand more. So it's a very sort of simple example. When I asked a bunch of college students about their iPods, a product that they've invested considerable amounts of time and money, I asked one group of students, how much time have you spent on your iPod? And then I asked another group of students, how much money have you spent on your iPod? And then I subsequently measured all of their attitudes towards the iPod brand, finding that those who were led to think about the time that they spent on their iPod actually liked the brand more than when they were thinking about the money that they spent. And it was driven by the extent to which they felt that their iPod said something about them, thinking about the experiences that they garner with the iPod. However, that's not the case for particular types of consumers, namely materialistic consumers, those who garner a great deal of self-worth from the products that they own or their possessions. And it's not the case for sort of luxury or prestige items. So for instance, for designer jeans, the mere possession of the product is actually what communicates something about oneself, as opposed to sort of the experience of that product sort of in their life. So in those cases, when you actually mention money, then they like the brand more.